What's up, Nabs? It's Platinum TDX and Dragon Xtreme, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 review. Now, so, over the past few months that the game has been coming out, or the game has been announced and advertised, and we've seen gameplay and such, I've been thinking about how I was going to make this review for release. And, well, here we go. So, let's jump into the first category. And I have it all on a notepad right here, but I'm not going to follow it exactly because there's some things I want to talk about more than others, and I'm going to save those for last. So, first thing I'm going to talk about is the graphics. Now, as you guys know, it's 2016. Graphics look good. I mean, if your graphics don't look good, that's just a turnoff. But for me, I don't mind it. For me with Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2, I don't like the shading. The shading on the characters, it looks really weird, and I could do without it. If you guys have seen any of my gameplays, you would know that since I play on PC, I have the options to change the shading with mods. And I do so because fuck the shading in this game. It makes everything look so, I don't know, like, they look fucking disgusting. I don't know. And the models don't really please me too well for a lot of the characters either, like Goku, for example. I personally think Spike should have made the models for every game because they're accurate. But that's besides the point. Graphics are fine. I mean, if I had to deal with the graphics, like the shading, I deal with it. And the reason why I count shading and graphics because it's still a part of the graphics. It's part of the way the game looks. But yeah, graphics, fine, moving on. Alright, so, we're moving on, and we're going to talk about the fighting. Now, the fighting is a major point in the game, and that's, a huge selling point. Does the game feel like a glitch like the first one, or is it a well-deserved sequel? Now, for the fighting is it's pretty much perfectly fine. It's almost as big of a jump as from Tenkaichi 1 to Tenkaichi 2, because if you guys remember that, oh my god. Look, Tenkaichi 1, garbage. That game was so garbage. And I think I rented the first one, and I played through and I beat it. Then I went back and bought it like a year after it came out, or like right before Tenkaichi 2 came out. But I remember on the demo, or on not the beta, not the beta either. Fuck. On my rented copy, I had the hardest time beating fucking Broly. Because with Broly, you could only, charge up your hits and hit him away. And he would just clothesline me every time. I'm like, oh, dude, can you chill? But he was like, nope, nah, B. Hold this clothesline. And I just couldn't do anything about it. But when I got the game for myself, I finally beat him. But this isn't about Tenkaichi. This is about Xenoverse 2. Now, the fighting in this game, the fighting from Xenoverse 1 to Xenoverse 2 is almost as big of a jump from the first Tenkaichi to the second one. It's that good. The fighting in Xenoverse 2 is a lot more clean, smooth, and there are a lot more things you can do with the characters. And I thought that they would copy and paste Goku. No, they changed him up a fucking lot. They changed up a lot of the characters, and I think it's really good. The fighting, have no problems with it. Moving on. Now, we're moving on into what I like to call the Platinum. Fuck it, I don't call it anything. But this is what I mainly look for in my Dragon Ball games. Mainly because I want to see if my favorite characters are there. And I don't have my favorite characters, they're popular characters, but they aren't a lot of other favorite characters. So in Xenoverse 1, I was really disappointed because their roster selection was so stupid. Like, man, when I say, okay, they had the GT DLC and all this, you could fight Grade 8 Baby, but they had Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, Gogeta, but Super Baby is nowhere to be found. Like, what? He was the first GT villain that made Goku go Super Saiyan 4. Like, what the fuck? How do you know what? And then in this game, they put his clothes in, but you can't play as him. What the fuck? Well then. So it's just, the roster selection is so stupid yet again. There's no BoJack. There's no Android 13. Yet this game was advertised as a movie character story-driven game. So they have these movie characters. Lord Slug is somehow a main movie villain. Don't ask me how. But they put Janemba in what I love. I love Janemba. And Super Gogeta, who should have been in the first game, mind you. Because in the first game, they used the excuse, the roster was based on the story, yet Vegito was there. Don't mind me. Oh, and we have those fucking Frieza soldiers again. Apool, Raspberry, Larisberry, whatever the fuck his name is. But we don't have Kui, who was, mind you, kind of important. Oh, we have Zarbon, but, we don't have his stronger form, post-transformation. We don't have that one. We have Dodoria. Oh, who asked for him? I don't know. I mean, I'm all for more characters, because the more the merrier. Especially in a fighting game, because you don't want to play as, all the same characters all the time. But who the fuck thought to put Dodoria and Zarbon in the game, and Lord Slug, and not, BoJack, Android 13, Super Baby, any of those guys? Yeah. So, the roster in this game, and in Xenoverse 1, they're not particularly bad. Oh, and I didn't even mention the best part. Time Breaker, those, the villainous mode in Xenoverse 1? So they have a new thing called Time Breakers. And the Time Breaker villains take up their own character slots. Now, a lot of you might be like, they can just add more character slots. It's not like they're wasting any slots. No, they're not wasting slots necessarily, but they kind of are at the same time, because now instead of them being variations and having how many characters in their own slot, now the Time Breakers are taking up what we thought would have been new, different characters. Get what I mean? It's hard to explain, but you guys should know. Time Breakers, they should be variations. Oh, and Great Saiyaman 2 and 1, they're taking up their own slots now as well. So, I don't understand. What do they do when they sit around the tables in the office? Do they just say, how can we piss off the Dragon Ball fanbase today? Huh? How can we piss them off? Time Breakers? Oh, on slots? Oh, genius. Genius. Yeah, I think that's what they do. So, moving on. They create a character system. Now, I remember Dr. Love made this video a long time ago. And it was titled, "Thank you, Bandai Namco, for listening." The biggest joke in history. Thank you, Bandai Namco. Thank you for listening. They didn't listen to anyone. Well, you know what? They did. They listened to the people who complained about the gameplay. And that's very good. And I'm glad they listened to that. But I know that didn't take up a year of their time. Oh, and the cutscenes, the Bardock cutscene and the Bardock and Frieza cutscene. Lee! Man, look. That's what they spent their year working on. That's literally what it was. That's what it was. Because they didn't do anything else. The gameplay, yeah, sure, okay. Yeah, I'll give them that. But I know that didn't take a year. Now, the cutscene, that had to take a couple months. I know it did. That cutscene was lit. But then you wonder, you look back on the game and you're like, what else did they do? They got the gameplay right. And they gave us this extra cool cutscene. But, mind you, it's pre-rendered. But what else? What else did they do? Is Super Baby in there? No. Oh, well, shit. Android 13? No. Oh, shit. Well, Janemba? Oh, yeah, he's in. Oh, cool. Nice. What about BoJack? No. Oh, fuck. Well. What about Base Tingo? No. Oh, shit. Well. Can we change our fighting styles as creative characters? No. Well, then. When I say the creative characters, if you don't buy Xenoverse 2, or if you don't buy Xenoverse 1, You literally just bought the first game again. And there's an airplane outside. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but so yeah, the create a character system is literally the same as the first game, and I feel like Leafy every time I say literally. It's literally the exact. Let me leave that man alone. But no, it's the exact same as the first games. The exact same. No new size options. No new, like, you got some new hair, but the male hair options are fucking stupid. Oh, and we still have wigs in the game. Like, we still don't have hairstyles as Goku or Vegeta or anything like that. So, that's out of the question. Oh, and our hair doesn't spike up when we go Super Saiyan, which was a pivotal point in the series. And it's a major selling point. So, what fan service did they add? Oh, we can collect milk in Canton City. Don't forget that. Oh, but it's nowhere near as fun as those pizza delivery missions in Spider-Man 2. Don't get it twisted. What else? Yeah, look, there's not even enough new things in the game that I'm actually like. The fighting is the only thing they focused on. Like, they added this cool burst dash system, and homing dash that they took from Raging Blast and Tenkaichi, but not a lot of people like to talk about that. But it's cool, and they added a stamina break system that's similar to the burst limit one, where if you like hold up and square or up and triangle, they'll do like this extra strong hit, and it doesn't break their guard, but it'll basically stun them and break their stamina. And it's really cool. It adds a better dynamic to the combat and makes you actually make you aware of your opponent and what they're doing. You can see your opponent's stamina and ki, which is kind of good but kind of bad at the same time. But yeah, the combat's a lot smoother. But that's it. That's all they focused on. The combat. So, earlier this year. And this is the last subject, by the way. Earlier this year, they were talking about the future plans of the game and that they were going to support the game for a year. I don't know how much of the course of the next year they're going to actually support the damn game, because they said that about the last one. They said they were going to support it after release. Every time they patched the game, it was DLC. So, and it's sad when they have to announce that they're going to include free updates. That's how you know the gaming industry is in shambles right now. But, So, the future DLC, future plans, they have a super DLC lined up, I'm pretty sure. I'm positive they're going to add some other characters. But, overall, this game, it wants to be, like, they advertise it as an RPG, like, create yourself or reinvent yourself, or fucking create your character and change the Dragon Ball world. Ugh. But you're not doing anything like that. The story is literally just alternative events. And maybe a few new events. That's it. So, another missed opportunity. Yet, the game is still good. But, here's the thing. They failed at everything besides the gameplay. In my opinion, they failed. It's still a fun game. I can still see myself playing it a few months down the road. And, well, I kind of have to, because, I got this thing called Budoten going on, and we thrive off of, like, Xenoverse footage. So, kind of have to. But, besides that, if I wasn't doing Budoten, I'd say, pick this game up on sale. Don't buy this game for $60. It's not worth it. It's really not. Like, if you do, if you're a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, sure, why not pick it up? You'll get your fun out of it. But overall, it's not as enjoyable as like Mafia 3 or Battlefield 1, even Battlefield 1. Or a Dishonored 2 coming up, or Final Fantasy 15 coming up. It's not enjoyable as any of those games. It's one of those games where you pick up and you're like, this will hold me over until blah blah blah. Unless you're talking about Infinite Warfare, but but whatever. My name is Platinum TDX of Dragon Xtreme, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!